I'm Dr. Anna Robinson Barella. I'm a pharmacist and I work at the School of Pharmacy in Newcastle Uni. So we're really blessed to have a lot of students join us from Korea, so it's fantastic to see. We have a really varied curriculum, which is really our unique selling point of School of Pharmacy at Newcastle. So our course is really clinical, students get all of the hands-on experience and skills with treating patients, giving advice, and learning how to be a good pharmacist. So the students from Korea, of course, are exposed to the culture from the UK. We've got a really vibrant city here in Newcastle too, so they're exposed to the Geordie culture. And yeah, it's a great opportunity for them to learn, obviously from the UK law and legalities, but then to apply all of those things. And I think that's really valuable. It's really good for them. And they have a brilliant experience of it, which I just think is so important to me. So yeah, we love having students from Korea. That's a great question, and I don't think you could summarize it up in one word. So to me, Newcastle is all about diversity and culture and belonging, feeling like you're welcomed in a city is really important. We've got a great culture in the northeast, and Newcastle is the centre of it. And actually, I think from studying as any student, the city is fantastic. It's vibrant, it's really safe, it's so close to a lot of different places. So within half an hour you can be at the beach, within half an hour you could be in the countryside, you can visit the Lake District and the castles. So it's a really lovely place, and actually it's a world-leading university. So you get all the great experience of living here and excellent experience from the university itself. So pharmacy as a career is really attractive. It gives you so many opportunities to get involved and contribute to patient care. And it's a really exciting career because there's so much you can explore. So you can do your pharmacy degree, and then in there you can work in any setting within healthcare. So you could work in community pharmacy, hospital pharmacy. You could be like me and work in academia and university to teach it. But then you can also have links into industry where you're designing and developing new medication. So it's a really exciting career because you're able to give so much back to your patients. And things change all of the time. New medications come out, new ways of treating patients are developed and established. So as a career choice, it's a really exciting one. And we're really at the forefront of all of that. We do a lot of the research ourselves. We've got teams and colleagues working in drug development. And then you've got people like me working in and researching in ways to improve patient care. So as a career, you can study in one place and get one degree, but you can go into so many things, and it's really exciting. So I think the interest in pharmacy comes from it's a really good career to be involved in. You get a great salary, and actually the opportunities that exist to you are really exciting. You can get into every different area within healthcare. From a pharmacy angle compared to other degrees like medicine, for instance, pharmacists generally would be working at set hours for set days and maybe don't have all of the extra add-ons that perhaps a doctor would have. So yes, we've got a lot of the responsibility and we still have to work weekends and night shifts, but it's a little bit less intense compared to doctors, but you still have a fantastic career available with really good salary rewards as well. For any students interested from South Korea, when you study in the UK, you do your 4 years at university and then you do your 5th year as a foundation trainee. So you can do all of this under visas, and actually if you qualify after your 5th year of training, you can work in the UK as well. And actually a degree from the UK is recognised internationally too. There might be a few countries where you would need to do a conversion, but generally speaking it's a widely recognised degree, so it gives you so many opportunities to go and work. So the degree at Newcastle is 4 years. So in first year, you start learning a little bit more about the science and about the human body. And then as the years go on, it just gets a little bit more complicated. So you start learning about healthy bodies and healthy systems. And then you start learning about when it changes or goes wrong, and then how to treat that. So after the 4 years of the programme, you'll have built this whole understanding about healthy versus illness and disease, and then also a course about all of the medications that you need to treat those diseases. And then after 4 years, you would graduate from our school, and in your 5th year, you're working, you're earning a wage, you're employed at an organisation, and then you sit the registration exam after that 5th year. The registration exam is a UK-wide exam, so everybody in the UK at that point will do the same paper, and then from that point, if you pass it, you qualify as a pharmacist. So our degree is really different to other universities. So the things that we teach and the experiences that we give to our students is really different. It's way more modern, and it's focused a lot around the patient skills angle. So a lot of the hands-on skills around diagnosing disease and how to go about treating it. So another thing that's recent, as a recent change in the UK, is that by the end of your qualifying, so those 5 years, you can graduate and become a prescriber. And that's a new change that'll be rolled out from 2026. So that's pharmacists can prescribe to treat illness. So there are a huge number of international students, and for me, the real value of Newcastle is that you can learn from each other. We can give people a textbook and you can learn from the textbook about all of the science, but actually it's about putting that into real life and learning from diverse classmates, but also from the student body as a whole, from the whole university is fantastic. We've also got a really diverse staff body as well. So we've got some really young, up and coming academics. We've got people with lots of expertise behind them. So actually learning, you can learn from the textbook, but that's not enough, is it? To put it into real life as a real life patient, all of that, those skills that you bring from all of the aspects of diversity is really important. So that's a really great question. Actually, we don't recommend students do anything differently before they come. In fact, I'm aware that the CSAT exam of a rank 5 is enough to come to Newcastle and study the degree. Once a student is with us, then everybody is taught in exactly the same way from the baseline, and it just gets everyone up to speed with the same amount of chemistry knowledge, pharmacy knowledge, pharmacology, we do labs, etc. So actually coming in, you don't need to worry about having to do anything differently than your own national exams. Yeah, so we've got a number of students with us from Korea at the moment, and actually getting to know them has been really special to me. So I'm learning a lot more about the Korean culture just from my students, and they're learning a lot from me around pharmacy and living in the UK. We've got some lovely memories working with the Korean students, especially supporting them at the very start of their degree. Often living in a new place is quite tricky. So it's not necessarily the content of the course that might be challenging, it's more the living in a new place, getting to know a new city, and also coping with a new language and accent, because the Northeast, we have a different accent. But yes, we've got some lovely memories. The thing that I love the most about working with the Korean students is seeing them develop in confidence. So when we run from first year of the degree all the way through, we run clinical skills classes where students have the opportunity to meet real patients and speak to them about their conditions and their life. And so seeing them having conversations at the start, maybe feeling a little bit less confident, a little bit nervous, to then at the very end of where they're flourishing and growing, it's really lovely to see. All of those skills have developed, but also they've grown in so much confidence. It's really, really special. So I guess the main unique point of Newcastle Pharmacy School is that from day one of the degree, students get to go on placement. Placement means going out into the real world and seeing real patients and actually learning those skills from the very start is really valuable. So speaking to patients, understanding about their medicines, how they're feeling, that's really unique. And actually to get it right from the start is great as a learning opportunity. We really strongly believe in having good conversations with patients, and actually teaching people the conversation skills often comes before you even learn about the medical knowledge and the pharmaceutical knowledge. It's about being able to talk to anybody and everybody. And at Newcastle, we run a lot of placements, and we run these in a clinic setting. So the students actually lead these clinics themselves. So there'll be a supervisor and a person responsible there, but actually students will be recruiting patients to come to the clinic. They'll be providing free health checks for those patients, and then any advice that's needed. And that's not done anywhere else. That kind of clinic model is unique to us, and that's really exciting. It gives the students a feel of autonomy and accountability because it's them that are leading the clinic. So it's something really special and valuable to them, but also it's a chance to give back to the local community. So anyone in the local area can come for free, and it's really accessible and inclusive. We have so much diversity in the city that the people really make it. And so the students learning from people firsthand is really valuable to them.
Hi, I'm Anaya and I'm a second year pharmacy student at Newcastle University. Well, I first came to Newcastle for the open day at the university and I just fell in love with the city. The campus is so nice, all the buildings like the medical school and our pharmacy building are all really nice, the labs are great, and I just felt like there was a lot of support, and it's just, I don't know, there was just something that I really liked about the course compared to other universities which were all pretty similar and standard. I just thought Newcastle did stand out for me.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a second year pharmacy student at Newcastle University. I think it's a great mixture between the scientific aspect of healthcare and the patient interaction. I think that's really well supported at Newcastle University. I mean, I would say the placement is definitely unique. I know friends at other universities, and in comparison, there's a lot more placement in Newcastle. For example, we're in Granger Market today doing health checks on the public, doing cholesterol tests, offering lifestyle advice. And I think that's something that no other universities offer.
So I guess any words of advice that I would give to anyone from Korea that's interested, please come. It's a great city. We've got a great staff body that would look after you, I promise, and you'll learn some really, really good stuff. For me, being a pharmacist is all about having a clinical knowledge, but having a knowledge of having good conversations with people. And for me, that's what we teach in our students, and that's really important. Yes, of course, you're going to learn all of the good clinical knowledge, but it's about applying that, and we do it really well. And you'll get a really unique experience running those clinics, being on placement from day one. That's all fantastic. And I wish I had that as a student, looking back. Yeah, so please come. It would be great to have you. And we'd love to welcome you to the city.